Hey, how's it going, everyone? It's my guy knows a guy on NBA betting today. It's the SportX Insights YouTube channel, Saturday, February 5th. It's time for some NBA picks and props. Let's continue our mission to profit as many days as possible to hit the highest percentage possible. Making a lot of money from the NBA markets this week, but we're going to look to continue onto tonight. There's another slate, another schedule. Not the most appetizing schedule tonight in terms of maybe profitable scenarios. Based on my research, but today should be another great day. I do have 6 picks to share right here on the show, and as always, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you are into sports betting predictions, and let's continue our mission. You guys can see the results yesterday. For the people who may have missed out, did a live stream last night before the games came on. Try to turn notifications on the channel as well so you don't miss any of the content that we release. Want you guys to make as much money as possible, but help the channel grow if you can. Hit the like button. Let's continue. Just gonna hit one retweet, and then I'm gonna share the picks. I have 3 picks I'm probably going to add this evening. So if you have time, come back this evening. Based on the injury reports, based on my research, based on line movement as well, I'll probably be adding 3 plays later. And a lot of the plays I played right now are also quarter unit bets. We had a very strong outcome yesterday. Shout out to Kevin Love. I said he had a flamethrower. But yeah, anyways, a lot of games today. We have, let me just hit this real quick and I'm going to. Yeah, sorry about that. I need to have that written out so I can do it before. But also, everyone, yeah, shout out for everyone watching right now. Let's get to it. We see the odds for the games today. I'm just going to get straight to the picks and a bit of the reasoning and rationale behind them. Come in on the live stream later on today. I don't know the exact time yet. I do have to step out and come back, trying to get a haircut. They just freed the barbers up here. So, yeah, it was really high quality basketball last night as well. I was really pleased with the Spurs in general. We're jumping ahead of the lines. There wasn't a similar scenario today in any of the point spreads that I saw that made me want to bet maybe early this morning or last night. But one bet that I did bet is in the matchup between the Blazers and the Bucks tonight. I took the over 228.5 in that matchup. The Blazers are going to be on a second night of a back-to-back, which would naturally probably lead you to think that they're going to just stink it up again offensively, which is probably going to be the case. But I believe they're going to be probably a half step behind on defense tonight. They're probably going to try to overcompensate for that with pace. They're probably going to forcefully. Don't be surprised if even the Blazers compete early in this game. I don't expect that, but I'm expecting a higher scoring game in this game, and I bet the over 228.5 here. Between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Portland Trail Blazers. Now, 2 other bets that I made in this same game. The first one is one that I'm very confident in. It's Chris Middleton over 19.5 points. Also for the Bucks against the Blazers tonight. He's hit that mark in 7 of his last 9 meetings against the Blazers, and they had a considerably much better defensive personnel to throw at players like Chris Middleton. I think that he's had maybe 2 bad games right now. Especially the entire team snuck it up against the Nuggets the other night, but he didn't bounce back against the Wizards. So but his skill set, his efficiency this season, his 3-point percentage is actually increasing as the season goes along. After the sort of slow start he had to the season. He's probably going to try to shut some people up today about saying that he didn't deserve that all-star spot as well. Let's see how it goes. Chris Middleton over 19.5 points. Another bet in that same game, Drew Holiday over 6.5 assists plus 100. I'm not as confident in that one as I am in Chris Middleton, but I did bet it a little bit more for a bit more than the next 3 that I'm going to share as well. So I have Bucks, Blazers over 228.5, Chris Middleton over 19.5 points, Drew Holiday over 6.5 assists. The next 2 picks are both from the same game. The game between the Heat and the Hornets tonight, the Miami Heat and the Charlotte Hornets. LaMelo Ball over 7.5 assists plus 115. I will give a disclaimer, this pick is risky. He has not hit this mark in his career against the Miami Heat yet. This is a divisional matchup, but I do believe that LaMelo Ball has evolved since the last time the Heat and the Hornets have played, and he will have probably a very, very efficient impact on this game today. Let's see if that translates towards a win for the Charlotte Hornets. I do lean towards the Hornets playing far better offensively today than they did last night. But for now, maybe we'll get into some stuff later. For now, because the Miami Heat, they're a team that they're very tricky with these injury reports as well. The Heat, I played LaMelo Ball over 7.5 assists. I think this is going to be the game he breaks through against the Heat. I don't know if that's going to translate to a win or not, but hey, I would even hope so. I would even hope so. The other pick is in the same game. It's for the opposing side. Kyle Lowry over 6.5 assists today. This is going to be, this correlates to my projection of this being a competitive game, which means that Kyle Lowry probably would have hit this mark against the Spurs if he didn't only play 25 minutes against the Spurs. He looked pretty good after the first quarter was done. In the second quarter, he was starting to crank it up, but the team went up by 30. The Heat went up by 30, 20. So his services were no longer needed in the second half. They did get a practice in, the Miami Heat. I'm not sure if that's going to translate to a win for them either, but individually against a team that, is probably going to try to push the pace tonight, the Charlotte Hornets, I think Kyle Lowry will have his first decent game since returning, which is only a small sample size of one game, but that's also a small bet. Two small bets: LaMelo Ball over 6.5 assists plus 115, and Kyle Lowry over 6.5 assists. My last pick is a market that for me is not even available yet. It's Desmond Bane over on his points total. As long as it's not something crazy like 20.5, 21.5 points, I'm going to take his points total over today, not his threes. Had a chance to do that. Really the rationale for this game is that, the perimeter defense for the Magic, whether they're competitive or not, they're undersized. I know Desmond Bane's not the biggest shooting guard himself, but, with the physicality that he brings to the game, John Morant and Desmond Bane should really get whatever they want. But the fact that this market is not available, and let me just actually check the injury reports for 1 second before I stop the stream. I'll recap the picks and I'll get out of here. Okay, PJ Tucker, Max Strus, and Caleb Martin are questionable for the Miami Heat. I don't see anything for the Grizzlies. It was kind of strange that the props weren't offered for the Grizzlies players, and then the line hasn't moved overnight. So let's just see how things progress with the Grizzlies Magic game. But when the market is available, as long as it's not an overly inflated number, I will take Desmond Bane. Oh, he's out? Okay. Yeah, I just completely missed that then. Oh, it's 20.5? Let me make sure I'm reading the chat, multiple different comments right now, and then I'll get out of here, everyone. Also, hit the like button. We have 100 people watching right now. If you guys can help the video get 100 likes, if you want NBA picks and props and content, and if you enjoy this content, turn notifications on as well. I'll list the picks and I'll get out of here. Let me just make sure if Desmond Bane is in or out, actually. Bane is in? Okay. 20.5? 20.5. I still like it. Desmond Bane over 20.5 points. That's my limit, though. If it goes up beyond that, I won't bet it. Desmond Bane over 20.5 points for the game against the Memphis Grizzlies. You have to also keep in mind that even though there's a blowout factor in a lot of Memphis Grizzlies games, Desmond Bane is still a second-year player. So I've noticed that even in a lot of games where they go up by 25 points, 20 points sometimes, which I'm not saying is going to happen today, Desmond Bane still gets a lot of minutes in those games because they're still trying to develop him. He's just ahead of his development curve, So yeah, that's it. 6 picks for today. Milwaukee Bucks, Blazers over 228.5. Chris Middleton over 19.5 points. I really like those two. I like the rest of them as well, but the next ones will be a bit smaller in size. Also, Drew Holiday over 6.5 assists plus 100. LaMelo Ball over 7.5 assists plus 115. Kyle Lowry over 6.5 assists. I think that's minus 115 or minus 110. And I will take Desmond Bane over 20.5 points as well. So yeah, visit sportx.bet, the crypto sportsbook owned by its community. There's a lot of stuff going on today for me. And let's just see how the day goes. Enjoy your Saturday, everyone, and I hope you guys win some money. I'm going to come on later again before the games come on. The time to be determined. I do have to try and go get a haircut, but let's see how the day goes. Everyone enjoy your bets, and I hope you guys win. Let's continue to win. Be responsible with your bet sizing. If you win a couple of days in a row, don't triple your bet sizing. Keep it the same size and stack it up.